The world is so horrible, and climate change and homelessness and crime and all that. I just have to be selfish so that I'm not even more selfish. All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Hit that like and subscribe. I promise I would do it for you, and let's party. So we've known for a long time that the idea of families and children has been demonized in pop culture, and specifically coming from the left, the empowerment, the strong woman, all that type of stuff. But I didn't know that there was actually a child-free movement. So I have this little man on the street interview style video here that's going through and asking, is the child-free movement going too far? Let's see.
Because today there's two schools of thought.
The number of humans on Earth needs to go down, or it will be our downfall.
The planet cannot support more people.
Can our planet even sustain nearly 8 billion now and 10 billion by 2050?
How are we going to feed everybody, get water to everybody, provide power to everybody? How are we going to do this?
Or are we focusing on the wrong problem?
This is the most commonly misunderstood situation. What we face is population collapse.
The size of family shrinks precipitous, like below replacement. There's going to be a terrible shortage of young people.
And he's absolutely right. This is a huge argument as to whether we don't have enough people or whether we have too many people. And you would think that it couldn't be that argument. You would think that it would be obvious that either there's too many people, and so there's not enough resources, or that there's not enough people to fill the spaces of the people behind them. But there's a weird phenomenon going on that both are actually happening at the same time. So the Earth only has so many resources. So the max number of people is going to be that max number. But at the same time, while the Earth itself can only handle so many people, if we have a society built on 8 billion people, and then only 6 billion people are born to replace those, then we are in the position where we both have too many people and we don't have enough people.
So are we headed towards decline and even worse, extinction? So I'm out here today, and the question I'm asking is, do you want kids?
I have kids, but if I didn't have a kid, I still want a kid. The only way we're gonna survive is to embrace being human. Just because we can do something, it doesn't mean we should.
I already had kids.
Have you always wanted kids when you were growing up?
Yes.
Would you want your kids to have kids?
If it's right for them.
By the time I'm 35, I'll be old enough to kind of start being more mature at that point.
Do you know how many kids you want?
We'll do one adopted, one natural kid, natural birth. The first one I want to adopt to skip.
Interesting plan. What about you guys? Do you want kids? Do you have kids? Let me know in the comments below.
The first 5
Like a
years.
trial run?
Yeah, trial run. Exactly.
Return it if you don't like it.
100%.
Oh, I don't know. That's
that
a lot
receipt.
of money that I wouldn't be spending on myself.
I don't think I'm equipped to raise a child through all the, that things I can hardly deal with myself.
I can't me. I can't me, I can't me.
I like to go out a lot. I can only take care of one person.
I'm a musician, and so it's really hard for me to even think about caring for others at this time.
This is the modern woman. All they think about is themselves. It's not, we had that first one that was saying we have to embrace being human. It's not all of them. We know it's not all of them, but this is your average modern woman. Me.
You eventually want to have kids at some age?
Maybe if someone else is paying for the kids.
But it's your kid.
I need to do some healing before I impart any of those things I've gone through on another little human. It's not that I don't want kids. I'm a 39-year-old woman, and at this point in my life, there's just still work I need to do, and it's...
Honey. Oh, honey. I don't know how long you think it's going to take to do that work, but you are already, if you were to get pregnant today, it would be a geriatric pregnancy. So either you might want to read up on biology or get that stuff figured out.
It's not really maybe in my cards.
Do you feel
Fair
more
enough.
free not having kids?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can travel whenever I want. I can spend my money all on me.
In my early
All on me.
20s, I wanted kids really badly, but that was before I started having so much fun.
What's like a
AKA becoming a whore.
typical weekend look like for you?
Like go to a music festival or like an EDM or house show.
Yeah, them kids, right?
Yeah.
Do you want kids?
I think it's very selfish
say
looking
no.
at the world and how it is right now. Global.
And that's how they justify their selfishness, by saying it would be even more selfish to bring a child into this world. The world is so horrible, and climate change and homelessness and crime and all that. I just have to be selfish so that I'm not even more selfish.
What?
Global warming and all that kind of
Yep,
stuff.
there it
I'm
is.
not sure if I want this environment to my kids.
The climate, like climate change and everything, that has obviously gotten worse over our generation. So the problems we're facing nowadays aren't really the same that people were facing decades ago.
Because for the first time in history, people are questioning if it's even morally okay to have children.
Climate change is a big factor in why she's not having children.
We're not sure that we're going to have kids because we don't want to bring our kids into a world like this.
It is not okay to have children.
The lives of children are going to be very different.
Tucker out there? Interesting. Oh, maybe he was saying that she was saying that. The AOC was saying that. Yeah, again, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let me know.
And it's impacting everyone. The number of babies being born is inching closer and closer to 2.1 per woman, which is the replacement number that prevents the population from shrinking.
For the first time ever, there are more women without children at 30 than there are women with children.
So that's what I was talking about. That 2.1 children per woman is the replacement rate that we need to have enough people to have the structure of our society maintained. 2.1 children per woman. And that ain't happening.
In short, people ain't having sex.
Exactly.
With some countries already facing the consequences, we must question the social implications of an increasingly isolated society. But is this all legit or just fear-mongering? Is the world even heading towards collapse or overpopulation, or both at the same time? And a matter of fact, do I even see myself starting a family? Like, I deadass still live out of a fucking suitcase. I guess we gon' see. And starting with America.
We gonna see. And I'm, as I'm at 33 years old, and I always thought that I would have a family by now, but didn't see the modern dating landscape, and I still would like to have a family, but that all depends on, what's going on,
America has declining birth rates. Why do you think this is happening?
In our parents' generation, most people got married younger, with women being caretaker, like cooking, watching your children, like being a stay-at-home mom, like that was your job. Nowadays, it's like women like to work. To be a stay-at-home mom, like you have to have money.
Honestly, everything was cheaper.
It is true that there has to be money, but you don't need that much money to the point where you can't identify as somebody who is a lot of people will have households where the man does the brings in the majority of the money, and the woman will do the household things and then have a part-time job and bring in some extra. It's rare that one income household is going to be flourishing these days. I'm not ignorant to that fact, but they make it seem like it's impossible, that you have to be hoity-toity rich in order to have a family. And I just disagree with that. And if you also disagree, you will definitely find a home at the Indian Jesus Discord server, where the party never ends. That's right, 24/7. We are in there having a grand old time. And after every single live stream, we go in for an after show panel where you are not stuck behind your keyboard, but you are on screen with me and everybody else. You can cam up if you want to. You don't have to. Either way, it is a grand old time. Come and join us. See you there.
Back then, you could get a house for much cheaper. Everything was just more affordable. But also, I feel like a lot of people in this generation are trying to be successful on their own and creating these startups, which you really don't have time to take care of a baby.
The declining of birth rates is people planning more their lives, their future, and their family life.
Why do you think this is happening to our country?
People are dying.
What?
I went to dark places. I'm sorry. But I mean, I think people are maybe more career focused. People are getting kids when they're older.
People are realizing, I have a future to have before I even have a family. I'm saving till I actually finish my goal, and then I'll have kids after that. Be able to be financially stable enough to where my family is not suffering.
It's interesting.
I understand that notion that you want to have everything set, but even in movies, and again, parents, let me know if this is just like something that doesn't track and is just in the movies. But they say you're never ready. You're never ready to have children. But how many parents are actually out there who had kids before they were financially set, who regret having their children? Even people who hate the partner, even people who are, you can go down the list. And regretting having the children is not usually a thing.
Too, because it's not just America, but a lot of developed nations. Do you think then this is a sign of societal decline?
Absolutely. And we should be very alarmed.
Definitely. And good for us. I think some destruction is necessary for things to grow into new places.
That's a scary thought. Destruction is necessary for something else to grow. That is not true. At least not in the way that she's trying to make it seem like we need to bring the system down and have everything fiery flames so that we can rebuild in the ashes and become the Phoenix of America. That is not going to be a fun game for you to play.
Places. There's a lot of people who just want to go out and have fun, experience their lives. Parents will say, hey, don't have kids at my age. Go out and have fun.
We're not
Really? Who is saying that? Who is saying that? Parents, let me know. Let me know.
to provide a good life to your kids. It's expensive nowadays.
Do you think in America we're prioritizing more about getting the bag rather than building like a strong family unit?
For some people, you got to get the bag first to build a strong family unit. For what some
Do you though? Do you though? I know a lot of people who live very happy family lives that didn't have as much money as some other people. You know, I was very lucky to grow up in a decently well-off family where we didn't have to worry about money. But most of my friends did not live that way, and they were happy, and their families were a lot closer than mine. So maybe there's something to that.
Some people want for their family, like, you got to be making money to have that.
It seems like the cost of having kids is a big factor. But hasn't this always been the case even during our parents' generation? Why do you think this is happening where my generation, like Gen Z and millennials, are having kids a lot later in life?
People are preferring to live their own lives, some selfish lives, with no kids, with no problems, with more money to spend with themselves.
I think that you're exposed to a lot more of what's going on.
Having kids.
That's true. That's true. So I think what she's saying is that by having an awareness of all the stuff all around the world that's going on, there's a desire to fix it and do something as opposed to just find a job, get a family, and settle down. Interesting.
Means taking away from my freedom. What would you say to that as someone who's been a mother?
Oh, it definitely takes away from your freedom.
So did you ever regret it during that process?
No, I found it difficult at
not.
times. And sometimes, you would daydream and like wonder like, ooh, what would life be like? But then there's like your kid, man. Like I have massive love for my girls.
So for them, it's like.
That's what I was saying. Nobody regrets having children like that. This is a false idea, I think, that is perpetuated, that you have to have everything set and ready and be at the perfect timing in order to have a child. Otherwise, it's going to be horrible.
Like being in person, or is like us, like social media, like Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, we can connect more easily.
Do you think we're more connected though?
I think that maybe just like access to technology has just shown us like how much more there is out there.
And look, it seems paradoxical, but is this infinite access to potential options and technology the direct contributor to our falling birth rates?
When you're single, everyone's always like, hey, get on a dating app.
What's my #1 opening line on Tinder?
With a click of a button, dating apps presents you a pool of potential partners with an algorithm built to keep you addicted to the promise of finding the one.
I just feel like that she's the one, you know what I'm saying? I FaceTime her a lot, her personality really matched who I am.
Even with this seemingly equal.
So I guess where this is going is that the idea, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but the idea that this, I heard somebody call it the BBD, the bigger, better deal. The idea that there might just be somebody who's better off, along with everything else, is contributing to why people are part of this child-free movement. So definitely go check out the rest of Jen's video. Shout out to Jen for that content. And I'm really curious, what do you guys think about this child-free movement? Do you have kids? Do you plan on having kids? Do you want to have kids? Do you regret having kids? What is going on in your life with kids? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Once again, this is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, we are out of here. Peace.